This is the domestic news on Top Accolade News. Alhaji BUBA GALADIMA of the New Nigerian People's Party has downplayed the recent wave of defection to the Social Democratic Party, describing it as an extension of the ruling All Progressive Congress. Galadima argued that the SDP is primarily composed of former APC members and does not represent a genuine opposition force. His remarks come in response to the former Kaduna State Governor El-Rufai's call for opposition leaders to join the SDP in a bid to challenge the APC in the 2027 elections. El-Rufai, who recently defected from the APC to the SDP, has been reaching out to political heavyweights such as Peter Obi and Atiku Abubakar to strengthen the party. Meanwhile, former Jigawa State Governor Sule Lamido has rejected El-Rufai's invitation, calling it an insult and reaffirming his loyalty to the PDP. Lamido criticized El-Rufai's leadership style, stating that true leadership required patience and vision. With shifting political alliances ahead of 2027, Galadima's comments highlight skepticism about the SDP's ability to emerge as a formidable opposition force against the APC. Now moving on, an explosion rocked the TRANS-NIGER pipeline in Bodogokana local government area of Rivers State on Monday night, setting the affected section ablaze. The cause of the blast remains unclear, but authorities are investigating possible sabotage, especially amid recent militant threats over the federal government's withholding of the Rivers State allocation. The pipeline, a vital crude export route to the EBONYI terminal, has been a target of past attack. Emergency response teams are assessing the damages as concerns grow over potential disruption to oil production and environmental impact. Still on domestic news, a federal high court in Abuja has dismissed the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation Limited objection to a lawsuit filed by Dangote Petroleum Refinery and Petrochemicals, challenging the assurance of fuel import licenses by the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority. The suit seeks to nullify licenses granted to NNPCL and other marketers, arguing that importing refined petroleum products is unnecessary given Dangote Refinery's local production capacity. The refinery also demanded 100 billion naira in damages from Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority and an injunction preventing further insurance or renewal of import permits. NNPCL has filed a preliminary objection, claiming that the suit was incompetent since it named NNPC, a non-defendant entity, as a defendant. The company also argued that the case was premature and outside the court's jurisdiction. However, Justice Iyang Ekwo ruled against NNPCL, dismissing its objection for lack of merit and allowing Dangote Refinery to amend the suit to reflect the correct name of NNPCL. Additionally, the court rejected an application by the Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission to join the case, ruling that its participation was unnecessary for resolving the dispute. This ruling states the stage for a legal battle over fuel importation policies, potentially reshaping Nigeria's downstream petroleum sector. Still in politics, the Nigerian Bar Association has cautioned the Rivers State House of Assembly and other political actors against involving the judiciary in the state's ongoing crisis. In a joint statement issued by 8 NBA branches in Rivers State on Tuesday, the association strongly opposed the lawmakers' call for an investigation into Chief Judge Justice Simon Amadi by the Department of State Services. NBA leaders, led by Okrika branch chairman Tamonosaki Robert, warned against any action that could lead to a shutdown of courts, stressing that judicial independence is crucial for stability. They reminded all parties that complaints against judges should be handled by the National Judicial Council, urging political actors to follow due process and seek peaceful resolutions. Still in politics, the indigenous people of Biafra has accused the Nigerian government and security agencies of using controversial Monday sit-at-home order as a tool to undermine the group's credibility. In a statement by its Media and Publicity Secretary, Comrade Ima Powerful, IPOB reaffirmed its commitment to self-determination and reiterated its demand for the unconditional release of its detained leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. IPOB alleged that security forces has been actively enforcing the sit-at-home order despite the group official suspension. It claimed this was part of a strategy to turn the Igbo population against IPOB by attributing economic disruption and violence to the movement. The group also accused the government of recruiting individuals to commit crimes under IPOB name, though it claimed that recent arrests abroad had led to a decline in such activities. According to IPOB, the only way to end the sit-at-home protest is through dialogue and the release of Nnamdi Kanu. It called on the government and Southeast governors to engage with people instead of using military forces. The Monday sit-at-home protests were first introduced in 2021 as a demonstration for Kanu's release. Although IPOB later suspended the order, certain groups continue enforcing it, leading to security concerns and economic disruption in the region. While authorities have attempted to restore normalcy, many businesses and residents still observe the sit-at-home out of fear, keeping attention on the government's response to IPOB's demand and broader efforts to stabilize the region. Still in politics, Ebonyi State Governor Francis Nwifiru has suspended 3 commissioners, Solomon Azi, Victor Chukwu, and Ikeowa Omebe, for 1 month due to absenteeism at State Executive Council meeting without permission. Commissioner for Information and State Orientation Jude Okpo disclosed this, emphasizing the government's warning against laxity among public servants. The suspended officials will lose all privileges attached to their office during the suspension period. Additionally, Nwifiru urged contractors handling state projects to expedite work in line with contractual agreements, warning of strict enforcement measures against defaulters. Now in public security, 9 years after DSS operators mistakenly shot a Sokoto businessman during a botash raid in Jos, the agency has finally paid him 20 million naira in compensation, double the original 10 million naira court-ordered amount from 2018. The businessman, misidentified as a suspected gun runner, was shot in the thigh and later abandoned at a hospital. The incident led to financial ruin, forcing him to relocate and causing immense hardship, including the loss of 2 children to preventable illnesses. Following legal battles, DSS Director General Adeola Ajayi authorized the delay payment along with an additional 10 million naira as a goodwill gesture. The businessman, who was still struggling with mobility, now has hope to rebuild his life and business. That is the domestic updates for now on Top Accolade News. Do stay with us for more domestic updates and development. I am Blessing Bassi.